Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me in today's video. What I want to share with you is really a handful of stock chart patterns. So if you're brand new to trading, if you're just trying to learn some chart patterns, I'm going to share with you a couple of basic chart patterns in this video. Of course, there's many more chart patterns beyond the ones that I'll share with you. We're going to go over a couple of chart patterns, but it'll give you a nice foundation to learning and spotting chart patterns in the stock charts. So stay tuned. We're going to get started, and I'll show you some examples with it as well. All right, so I think a lot of people get bogged down when it comes to chart patterns. There's so many chart patterns out there. We're going to go ahead and cover a couple of quick ones here today. We're going to look at a sideways pattern, stair-step pattern, triangle pattern, come back to a double, triple top, and bottom. So these are a couple of 5 main ones, but from these, there's many more things that can stem. Like for example, from a triangle pattern, there can be a descending and an ascending triangle. There can be a symmetrical and a non-symmetrical triangle. So there's so many different things out there. You could do a double top, you could do a double bottom, you could do a triple top, you could do triple bottom. So there's so many more out there. And with triangles, there could be smaller triangles. So you could have wide pennants, and you can have flags as well. So there's so many different things out there beyond what I'm going to share with you, but I'm just going to show you some of the quick and simple things out there. So this is kind of like a horn pattern, and these are just names for us to reference things. Really, do you have to know the names of them? No, don't stress about memorizing the names. It's just about understanding the concept of what's going on and what's happening. For example, a double or a triple top or bottom. If it's on the bottom, that means you're creating kind of a nice base because coming down to the bottom and then it bounces. So there's reversal patterns and continuation patterns. So those are the 2 types. That's something beyond the scope of this video. But basically, certain patterns will reverse the trend or change things, and other things will continue the trend. Like stair step, they continue the trend. Like it just continues to kind of go up. This is kind of like a pausing pattern. So let's get into it. We're going to cover these fairly quickly, but of course, what you could do is go ahead, if you're serious and really interested in learning a lot more, is just check out our website at tradersfly.com. And when you get there, there's a ton of great education out there from the courses that we have. So if you check those out, there's how to trade stocks with technical analysis. There's some option trading courses and even stock chart courses that I have available. And if you want to go ahead and look at some of the membership, really when we look at swing trading, go to the members section or members.tradersfly.com. There's some swing charts, technical analysis charts. We're going to have some option things here soon and some group coaching and stuff as well. So check those things out. Very good, useful resources for you to continue your education. So let's kind of get started. I'm going to go ahead and share with you a couple of these patterns. We're going to start first with the sideways pattern. And when we go here, this is, by the way, TC2000, which you can go ahead and get on our website. There's a coupon code for it. But let's take a look here. I've got Starbucks, and the chart I'm looking at as the monthly. When you're looking at these patterns, looking at it from a weekly and a monthly chart is a lot easier to spot the patterns. Of course, you could apply this also to a daily chart if you're a day trader, but the patterns are a little bit less recognized. They're a little bit more busy because there's a lot of computer trading that happens. So here's the chart and the pattern. So here's what the sideways pattern looks like. And all I'm doing is looking at the swing points where the stock kind of reverses course and direction. So you'll notice right here, this stock really just, hey, it just moved sideways. There's a sideways consolidation here that's happening. It's moving sideways, 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 and it allowed the stock to continue after it broke out. You can see and notice that from the bullish volume that's been going on and happening there. And then the stock continued to power higher. So anyways, sideways, pausing, and then it continued and moved forward. So that's one quick example of a sideways pattern. JP Morgan as well here. So if you take a look, here is a sideways pattern. So notice a couple of these points right there that kind of hit resistance. And if you don't know resistance and support, definitely check out some of those courses that I showed you earlier and here as well. Of course, sometimes these patterns aren't perfect. You have confluence where things go under, but nevertheless, here's your support. Here is your overhead resistance. Stock broke out, pausing pattern there for a while, sideways, and boom, the stock went higher. So that's kind of a quick sideways pattern. Looking at a stair-step pattern, let's check out SHOP. I'll show you how this really worked out. This is a daily chart. So what you'll see is there's some nice stocks right here that just kind of move sideways. So what or stair step. So what you'll notice is these stocks, what they do is they break out higher, move a little sideways. You have your support right here. That's where you get your bounce. And then again, they go to the next step. And then again, they try to go higher, boom, they come back, and then they come back to support to retest the previous highs over there. And now this kind of becomes your resistance. And again, the same thing, and tries to come back. Sometimes it doesn't always go all the way, but that's the basic nature of kind of a stair step pattern to the upside. You can also see this in Win right here in the downside version. So if you're interested in looking at it, how a stock moves kind of to the downside. So here's our resistance. And then you'll notice right here, we've kind of stair step downward. And you can see a little bit at a time, there's a little tick here. And that's really what it's doing, is just stair stepping downward. And you can see that actually a little bit earlier too. It's like boom, boom to the next step, kind of like a slinky or a ball falling downward. Let's look at Microsoft here. By the way, before we continue, take a look here. We covered the stair step. We're going to take a look at triangle pattern next. This will be Microsoft, just to show you an example of what that looks like. And when we come into this, notice right here, the stock went ahead and here's our resistance, broke out there, and here's the triangle, and then we continue. So stock went up, boom, 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 played around a little bit in here in the triangle, condensed, broke out, and continued moving forward. So that's kind of a triangle pattern and what it looks like. Okay, moving on to the next one. Here we have TJX, and you can see here's kind of a flat top triangle, which is really kind of an ascending triangle, because you can see it's trying to move up. Here's our support, there's our resistance, and then it continued to go ahead and break out right there. And again, gives you another idea for a different type of triangle. It's not a perfect triangle, but still gives you an idea of what a triangle could look like. And broke out, continued to move higher. So just another example just to show you, hey, what is it that you're kind of looking for? You're looking for kind of consolidation, resistance, supports, all at the same lines, because those eventually fuel the stock a little bit higher. Let's take a look at something that comes back to support. And these are nice little patterns that I like, because it kind of confirms previous resistance. So notice here we have not support, but actually here, what happens is there's some resistance. Here is some resistance. Stock broke out, and now it's coming back. So that right there is the support, and it bounced. And I like buying things at those levels once you see the little bounce, because it kind of confirms it. It's like, oh, okay, powered higher, came back, bounced, and now it looks good. So it's a nice little conviction. It confirms the move. So it comes back to pattern to retest previous support or resistance. So that's one example there with Nike. P&G also did this same kind of concept. So if you look at it right here recently, here is our previous kind of resistance. So it came right back in here to support, and then actually had a real nice bounce, and coming back, and now it's kind of holding steady the last month or so. But you could see right there was kind of your buying opportunity and buying spot. And then of course there's also like triple tops, triple bottoms, double tops, double bottoms. There's a ton of these out there. Let's just take a look at let's Dollar Tree right here. So what you could see here, here's kind of like a double top. Here's one top right here. There's your resistance. Here's another top. There's your resistance. And you can see a stock tried to come up and reject. Well, right here, came up very fast, rejected it, coming back up, rejecting, coming back up, rejecting, didn't quite make it both of those times. You could also consider that like a minor double top. But then again, came back up and rejected, and again, rejecting in a big, big way. So you could say that's a double top. Could it have been a triple top? Yeah, you never know. So that's what I'm talking about, is that you never really know. Here's NVIDIA. Here's kind of a double, triple, or quadruple bottom, depending on how you look at it. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4 points that touched. In a way, this is kind of one on its own, and the other one is right there. But really, if you want to break it down, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 points that touched, and that is your support right there. And of course, now what you could also look at, hey, is that really a sideways pattern as well? Well, that's again a personal kind of taste or thought, but the whole point is to understand how the stock is moving, acting, and behaving. And if you notice, hey, it's support, it's bouncing, and it's at a lower level, probably a good value buying spot in that zone. Okay, and let's just do another one here. Papa John's, very similar. Here is 1, 2, kind of 3, and maybe a 4th. Didn't fully make it there, but you could also just kind of look at it 1, 2, 3, or just 2 if you want to look at it that way. With these technical analysis, again, everybody sees things a little different, so I'm trying to just pinpoint things out. How specific are you? They're not going to be technical, right? It's not going to be $50 and then again $50, and then, hey, there is your golden goose that it's going to hit exactly that price both of those times, because stocks wiggle. Everybody tries to buy at the lowest, sell at the highest. So in general, here's 1, 2, and maybe 3 points. And then the stock reversed course. So this is a reversal pattern. So you could see it based after selling off for quite a while. And then it reversed course. So again, double to triple bottom there. And then here's another one, Burlington, which you could see sometimes these 1, 2, 3, 4, and now breaking out higher. Well, is that a double, triple, quadruple top, or is it really just a sideways pattern? That's what I'm talking about, is that no pattern is really that specific to that degree. So you have to really take it into account. What are you looking at? How do you want to set up the trade? And that's a whole nother picture and a bigger story behind it. Anyways, so those are our big patterns. Again, just to give you a quick review, you got your sideways stair step triangle, come back to double, triple tops and bottoms. So those are a few patterns to really look at. Those are some examples for you. Of course, we didn't go into that much detail like we could because this is a quick YouTube video. But if you want to check out some of the courses or memberships that we have, we'll go into much more things there, pinpoint things out. And you can definitely take a look there at our Traders Fly, go to courses, and then you'll see how to trade stocks with technical analysis. You can see other stocks courses for just getting started, and even chart evaluations for chart setups there as well if you're looking at the technical stuff. So definitely check those things out. But if you want to see the membership, which is the current live market conditions and the current stocks, and even some live events that we'll be hosting, check out the swing chart membership or technical analysis here. And if you're into options, you can check out options and group coaching that we'll have soon, and maybe even some small caps as well. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Remember to hit subscribe here on YouTube if you want to see other great videos like this, or just join us on the newsletter list by clicking the link over here. And that way we can send you some news and announcements as new videos, trainings, courses, products, books, and other great live events come about. All right, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.